Fucking shit. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you could have told me I was live.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah. Hope I'm not fired. Now, on a serious note here, I'm back, rocking the Triple H look again. I swear, this is so comfortable. I need to do this more often. But I'm here to cover comic books that ended the month of May and began the month of June. So consider this another giant-sized special. I don't know what I'm going to title this video. Maybe I'll just put the 2 weeks in the title, or I'll just call it giant-sized number, whatever the hell it's supposed to be. 2017. There you go. 1 week was very small, and the other week was fucking huge. So, let's get the small shit out the way, shall we? Alright, for this stack, this is the ending of May 2017. So, for this, we're going to start with Marvel. And we're going to start with Dr. Aphra, number 7. This is a Star Wars comic. This is part 3 of the Screaming Citadel storyline. And in here is just more of the same storytelling we've been getting in this Star Wars story. But I'm still really enjoying this. I still say that 000 is one of the best characters in the Star Wars comics. I mean, there's no getting around that. And I still stand by my belief that this queen that they are at odds with has one of the most badass looks. I mean, gives Queen Amidala a run for the money. I mean, just really good shit. And the storytelling is still very solid. You know, Dr. Aphra, you know, trying to put on this facade of trying to be a team player, yet at the same time she's trying to save her own ass and everything. But then this little red queen in the storyline throws out a little playing card, throws out her own play, and oh shit. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. This was a solid part of the storyline. It's really, really well done. Not the best stuff from the Star Wars comics, in my opinion, but still a very solid story thus far. Good stuff. I give it a 3.5, close to a 4 out of 5. Generation X, number 2. It's basically your standard, you know, protect your enemy shtick that you know X-Men comics have been known to tell. It's nothing new. It's nothing original. But to see Jubilee, of all people, step up and be a leader, that's a welcome change. I'm looking forward to how much further this series can progress before it's inevitably dropped because it doesn't have a Wolverine in the team. Good stuff, though. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was very charming. I mean, Quentin Quire is still the star of the series. That can be a good or a bad thing. I mean, Quentin Quire is not the most likable character from Marvel, but he does have a fan base, and then again, he does have a group of fans that just hate the little son of a bitch. But it is what it is. It's a standard X-Men style protect your enemy shit. It's nothing new, but it still does it very well. I give it a 3.5. And if you hear any noises in the background, it's probably the air conditioner. So just bear with it, okay? Alright, let's move on to Secret Empire number 3. You want to talk about a story that gets you gripped in the beginning and then decides to Russo the hell out of itself. I don't know how to feel. I really don't. I really don't know how to feel. Honestly, the best things about these are these damn covers. That's pretty much it. You're bringing in Ultron in here. Yeah, sorry I spoiled it, but you know what? Fuck it, I don't care. You're bringing in Ultron. And I hate the way they're doing it. I've already read issue 4, and trust me, I'll let my feelings know when we get to that book. But the way that they just nonchalantly just shoehorned Ultron into this title, into this story, it feels very lazy and it feels very forced. Why the hell do you take one of the greatest villains that Marvel has ever created, not to mention a villain that even the Avengers themselves have trouble dealing with, in Ultron? The way you're bringing him in, it just feels like there's no build, there's no anticipation, there's no heat, there's no fear, nothing. It's like they're dealing with the shit that Steve Rogers is stirring up with Hydra and everything, and then the story is basically saying, oh, by the way, here's Ultron. What the fuck? What a waste of potential in potentially building him up to insert himself into this storyline. It's just, oh, here's Ultron, by the way. It's like you're reading a Superman comic book and he's dealing with Darkseid, and it's like, oh, by the way, there's Lex Luthor. And don't even get me started on this other Steve Rogers shit. I swear to fucking God, do not go down the whole clone or Skrull shit with this. And don't... oh, God. I think I know where they're going with this. They're probably going to say it's the pureness of Steve Rogers that got split from him with the Cosmic Cube rewrote his origin. That's probably where they're going to go. And what a crock of shit that'd be, too. It's almost as if Marvel is trying to intentionally piss us off by giving us writing like this. This is bad, folks. This is really bad. But I'm sticking with it because out of sheer morbid, idiotic curiosity, I just gotta know where they're going with this. This really ain't that good, folks. And seeing other Marvel heroes working for Hydra, it doesn't feel right. It would feel more logical if the Marvel Universe as a whole was, rebelling against Steve Rogers' Hydra. It would feel more logical if both heroes and villains have found the common enemy thing. Even though that scenario's been done to death, it would feel more logical to go that route. But no, we're seeing other characters, we're seeing other heroes, other villains following Hydra, including the fucking Punisher. The Punisher's in Hydra. What? I'm not even going to bother giving it a score. Fuck it. Moving on. Spider-Gwen, number 20. You brought Wolverine. You brought the Earth 6-5 equivalent of Wolverine into the title. The only thing that interested me was seeing who the other mutant with claws was that wasn't Wolverine. That was interesting at the most. But again, more love for Wolverine. As if this motherfucker ain't shoved down our throats enough as it is. That 3 out of 5. Let's go on to the indie shit. Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, number 104. This was cute. It was cute. It's Raven being warned by Crypt Chick about John learning about her past and everything. This issue went for the comical. With the whole Skeleton Man getting drunk, yet wasted too, and his brain's all loopy, and he's like, woo, party! And it's like Taro's ex-girlfriend just won't take no for an answer, and it's very funny. But then the last part with Taro and Raven's mother, that was a pretty cute touch. A cute issue, very fun. It is what it is. It's a bunch of boobies. I give it a 3.5. It's going to Boom Studios. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2017 Annual. I looked at this and I was like, okay, $8. You better impress the fuck out of me. And this was hit or miss. It was hit or miss. Now, there were some stories I liked, some stories I could have lived without. I could have lived without the whole Goldar and Scorpina having a play date shit. I could have lived without that. The first story with Tommy takes place in the alternate reality. We get to see how Tommy came up with the name Lord Draken. I ain't gonna spoil everything there. The story with Finster was really good. The story with the Forever Black Ranger stuff, the artwork could have been a little bit better. The artwork for the Finster story was damn chilling looking. It was dark, creepy. It gave me a new perspective of Finster altogether. Oh my god. The Finster story was amazing. The stuff with Tommy and the stuff with the Black Rangers and the stuff with Goldar and everything. There's a story focused solely on Trini in here, and I thought that one was really good. I would only recommend this issue for the Tommy story, the Trini story, and the Finster story. The Forever Black Ranger stuff and the Goldar play date with Scorpion and everything, those two stories I could have lived without. It's just, But I swear, the Finster story was my favorite. Oh my god. Really good. However, that means the book is a bit of a dud considering that this cost $8 and there's multiple stories and not all of them are successful to me. So that doesn't make it a great book. It makes it passable at the best, and I would only recommend this book to hardcore fans of the Power Rangers. I really would. I only recommend this to diehard collectors. A casual fan, just skip it. But to the hardcore fans, pick this book up for the Trini story and especially for the Finster story. You won't be disappointed with those two. Not a horrible book, but then again, not really great. So I give it a 2.5, close to a 3. I'll be generous. WWE number 5. Goddamn number is not on here. Hang on. I don't know if this is number 5 or number 5. Okay. Let me put this back. I hate it when comic books put the number of the issue on the fucking back. But this is WWE number 5. Yeah, I got the Asuka cover. Now, for those of you who know me personally, no, I don't hate Asuka. I just hate how she's booked. Now, Asuka is nowhere in this book, so why they put her as the action figure variant, I don't know. But the story is mostly about Dean Ambrose, and it actually does a pretty decent job of building up a rivalry between him and Brock Lesnar. Pretty good. I mean, this you got me interested in something involving Dean Ambrose. That alone should prove that this comic book does a much better job in terms of storytelling and storytelling direction than the actual company does on television. If you can get me interested in something involving Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar, you've won. A good issue. The stuff with the New Day, I could fucking care less about the New Day. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll give it a 3.5. Alright, let's go on to the DC stuff. The Flash, number 23. Barry teaming up with Hal Jordan to take on Multiplex. Why would you want to name a villain after a fucking movie theater building, the Multiplex? Oh well, it is what it is. But to see, I loved how Barry and Hal suited up into action. They both had the fucking rings, and I thought that big 2-page splash was really a nice touch. Diving in more into the personal life and the personal aspects of Multiplex and everything. But then that cliffhanger, fuck. Just Fuck! 4 out of 5. The Teen Titans Special, #1. This is the conclusion to the Lazarus contract. I want to thank you, DC. You know exactly what you did. You got my money. And in the process, you just wasted my fucking time. What in the hell is this? This conclusion pissed me off on so many levels. #1, at the end of this storyline, you're right back to square one, right where you fucking started, and you've accomplished nothing. #2, Damian Wayne, you have completely turned this son of a bitch into a fully unlikable character. And he does something in here that I'm sure will infuriate the readers that hate this character with a passion. TheMtVernonKid, I'm talking mostly about you, bro. #3, you ended this storyline on not 1, not 2, but 3 depressing notes. Depressing ending #1. I'm going to spoil the hell out of this book. I don't care. Depressing ending #1. Deathstroke quits. Slade Wilson rips his mask off and throws it on the ground and says, I quit. Because he failed. It's not the first time that he's failed. So because he failed here once, he's decided to quit. He didn't quit when his son originally died. He didn't quit when Rose went into a drug overdose, as they say. He didn't quit when Joseph got his throat slit. He didn't quit then, so why is he quitting now? Who the fuck knows? Depressing ending #2. Damian Wayne fires Kid Flash from the Teen Titans. What the fuck for? Here's why. Because he didn't obey Damian. There's a difference between a leader and a dictator. And Damian, you've crossed that line, jackass. Depressing note #3. Because of things that happened in this issue, Wally West, older Wally West, now has a pacemaker and is now living on borrowed time. Because reasons. Because we simply can't have 2 Wally West at the same time. So one of them's gotta go. And ironically, the Wally West that they're seeming to tease going is the Wally West we've been wanting back for the past several years. This basically made me feel like DC was saying, to hell with what you want. You're going to read what we fucking give you, whether you like it or not. So fuck you, DC. You got my money, and you wasted my time. Wonder Woman Annual #1. A cute book with several stories. That's pretty much all this was. Was this worth $5? Maybe. Maybe. When it comes to annuals, though, it's hit or miss with a lot of titles. It doesn't matter who you got on the title or on the annual. But, you know, it can be hit or miss for the most part. But this was fine for what it was. I'll give it a 3.5. All right. Enough about those. Let me readjust myself here. I apologize if I got a little too loud there, but I needed to get that off my chest. All right, now let's look at the books that began the month of June. We're going to start with DC this time. We're going to start with Aquaman #24. This was actually really good, and I really liked that cover. That's pretty damn depressing looking. But this is more of a symbolic. Now, does this actually happen? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm not going to spoil it. but it's a pretty damn symbolic cover considering what's going on with Arthur. Considering the fact that basically Atlantis has made their decision. It's time for Arthur to go and make way for a new king. Now, who they choose as their new king, I'm not going to spoil that. But it's basically, you know, them telling Arthur to piss off. They're not going to follow him anymore. But then by the end of the issue, and right in front of Mara's eyes, Arthur's pretty much screwed. Good issue. Very good on the drama. This was really, really well done. Gets a 4. Let's move on to Batman number 24. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Batman's proposal to Selina. I don't know. I honestly don't know how to feel. I'm all for Batman being in a relationship. Maybe that'll loosen his tight ass up. But at the same time, this could backfire on him in terms of storytelling. I don't know. I really, honestly, I hate to be so negative on this. I mean, it's gripping the way it was built up towards the end of the issue. But I honestly don't see this working. I really don't. You know, this character's been around for over 70 years and you're just now deciding that maybe it's time he settles down. If it was time for him to settle down, it wouldn't have taken you over 70 years to fucking do it. It's just how I feel. And I'm not hating on the idea of Batman and Selina being in a relationship, being married. You know, if DC wants to go with it, then fuck it. Go with it. See where it goes. If it fails, oh well. If it works, then it works. Some superheroes can be in relationships and it would work. You know, Spider-Man, Aquaman, Nightwing, The Flash. Let's see, who else? Harley and Ivy are in a relationship. In this title, you know, who knows? It might work. Then again, it might not. I'm not going to hate on it. But what I will say is the artwork was fantastic, and the build to Batman's proposal was very well done as well. Good stuff. It kind of, I gotta kind of say this, it kind of looked like a proposal that only Batman would do. It's like, Cat, I love you. That diamond you took, I bought it. I need you. Marry me. It was a very, if I dare say this, it was a very Batman-like marriage proposal. Don't ask me to explain why I feel that way. I just do. A 4 out of 5. Bombshells, number 28. Another cute issue from Marjorie Bennett. She continues to do a good job with this. The Harley and Ivy stuff is getting really good. We get a really good look at Poison Ivy's powers in here. Woo, that's good stuff. But what really helped me get interested in this book was we got a new bombshell in this issue. And it's a bombshell that is confronting Supergirl. Woo! Well played. Well played. I like this. A 3.5. Alright, let's move on to Cyborg number 13. You know, folks, I hate to say this, but I'm done with this title. It's just this constant storytelling of Vic's dad possessed by this robot and everything. The storyline just continues to drag and drag and drag and drag and drag to the point where I just don't care anymore. It's like DC just doesn't want to conclude this story and move the fuck on to something new. I tried to have patience with Cyborg because he was one of my first superheroes. And to see how boring this title has become, I can't do this anymore. This is the last issue of Cyborg I'll be reviewing. And unfortunately, it's a sour review because I couldn't even halfway pay attention to all the shit that's going on in this issue because I simply just don't care anymore. It's like I just said, I hate to repeat myself, but DC just won't move the fuck on and go somewhere else. I'm not even going to bother giving it a grade because I just don't care. Let's move on to Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, number 9. Not bad, not bad. I do think it was a cop out to throw Bruce into the Lazarus pit and make him young again because God forbid Bruce Wayne never dies. God forbid Batman never stops doing what he does and everything. But I did like the way they dealt with the Kryptonians and everything. I liked the little mini comic in the middle with Clark and Laura and everything. I mean, this issue wraps things up pretty well, and it was fine for what it was. And call me crazy, I did like the last page with Batman and the newly minted Batwoman. The Batgirl of this series has decided to retire the mantle of Batgirl, and she's promoted herself to Batwoman. And I like this Batwoman costume. I really do. I mean, it was fine. It just seemed like this storyline was another one that just dragged out in terms of the amount of time between issues. It just got ridiculous. And for it to just end on a pretty good to pretty decent note, I don't know. But that doesn't mean I hated it. I did like it. It is what it is. I give it a 3.5. Green Lanterns number 24. What this is, Simon and Jessica passed their training, yet Jessica is the one that has to earn the lantern symbol. And that's pretty much it. There's a big thing going on with Volthoom, who is possessing that little guardian body and everything. There's a big reveal of what he wants to do in here, and there's also a big reveal, something that he finds out about Jessica. I don't want to spoil it. It was good though. It was good. I'll give it a 3.5 as well. Harley Quinn number 21. I didn't really like the story with this future Batgirl trying to arrest Harley for the murder of Batman, and they took a cop out finish to this angle, saying, having Red Tool tell this future Batgirl person that it's like, you may be dealing with Harley Quinn in the past, but who's to say you aren't in an alternate timeline? That's like the alternate timeline cop out finish. That's a Shyamalan twist. I didn't like that. I really didn't. I would have preferred Harley convincing this Batgirl character from the future that it wasn't Harley Quinn that murdered Batman, that it was actually Harley's sin, and thus you continue the animosity with Harley's sin, thus you in the process gain another ally. That would have been better. It still would have been shit, but it would have been better than what we got here. And the second half of the book with the story with Paul Dini and with the Joker and Harley Quinn, that one was a little bit better. But then again, this issue just felt like it was just simply there. Give it a 2.5 to a 3 at the very best. Nightwing number 22. I really like the storytelling involving Nightwing's relationship with the Defacer, with Sean. It seems legit. It feels real. It has a charm to it. I like it. And I love what she's telling to Dick. It's like, basically, when he's not Nightwing, he's volunteering at places. And you think to yourself, you know what, Dick? Maybe it's time you got an actual job. Batman, Bruce Wayne runs his own company. Clark Kent is a reporter. It's like a lot of the heroes, their secret identities, they need to make some income. So you can volunteer all you want, but at the end of the day, it's time you get a fucking job. But then toward the end of the issue, we see someone who does indeed offer Dick a job, but I'm not going to reveal it. I mean, it has something to do with this individual on the cover. I think the true Batman fans will know who this guy is, and yeah, this was a good issue. This was good. I'll 3.5. Superman number 24. Manchester Black, the telepath who can beat the crap out of Superman without lifting a finger. Damn. And in here, we get the arrival of Superboy Black. Enough said. 3.5. Excuse me. The Wonder Woman Steve Trevor special. This was more or less a chance to put the spotlight on the supporting characters from the Wonder Woman movie. And that's pretty much all this was. I'd only recommend this to the true die-hard Wonder Woman fans. Otherwise, I'd say skip it. You don't really need it. I give it a 3. Alright, let's move on to the indie stuff. We're going to Dynamite. We're going to start off Dynamite with Mighty Mouse. Number 1. Here I come to save the day. Oh, you better believe I was ready for this. I got the Neil Adams cover. Yeah, I was like, I narrowed it down. I was like, I was going to get either Alex Ross or Neil Adams. I flipped a coin. I was like, heads I get Ross, tails I get Adams. And I got tails, so I got the Neil Adams cover. And I actually really like it. It's very, very well done. I really like this. But as a first issue goes, it's about some dork who's getting bullied and everything, and his escapism is classic cartoons and writing and drawing his own comic books. You know, I had a similar period of time when I did shit like that when I was a child. Of course, I was like in the 4th or 5th grade when I did it, and this kid looks like he's in junior high. But, yeah, that's what it is. But the issue ends really weird on how they decided to bring Mighty Mouse into this book. It's like, okay, how did that happen? Maybe we'll find out in the next issue. But as a first issue, thought it was pretty good. So I'm on board with this, and I think you should get on board with this too. Mighty Mouse, yeah, fuck yeah, Mighty Mouse, oh yeah. I give it a 3.5, close to a 4. I liked it. My Little Pony, Legends of Magic, number 3. Only 3 issues in, and I can already tell you this is the weakest issue of this series. This issue was just a legendary pony who sacrificed her beauty for the greater good is teaching Princess Luna the value of the lesson of valuing other people's space and stuff. And just 3. Moving on. The Amazing Spider-Man number 746. No gadgets, no powers, no holds barred. So you mean to tell me that this fight, this big fight between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, it's not there. You spent this whole story building it up and building it up and building it up. It's like we're going there. It's ready. We're going there. It's coming. Spider-Man, one-on-one, the Green Goblin. It's coming. No, it's not. It's Peter Parker versus Norman Osborn. That's a completely fucking different thing than what you were building up to. This is not Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin. Due to some plot convenience, both of their powers are zapped out. They're regular people. It is Peter Parker fighting Norman Osborn. No powers, no suits, no gadgets, nothing. It's a pure street fight. It's a fist fight between Parker and Osborn. That is not Spider-Man versus Green Goblin. And what makes it even more pathetic is that Norman Osborn still gets away and Peter collapses from the pain of the fight. Thus, you inadvertently, I guarantee you Marvel probably didn't do this on purpose, but inadvertently, you continue to prove that without Spider-Man, Peter Parker is an absolute weak-ass joke. He's still a pathetic little twerp without his spider powers. Way to go there, Marvel. I'm sure that's not where you were going with this, but that's how I felt. It's like, without your powers and your gadgets, you're fucking nothing. You can't even beat a crippled up old man in Norman Osborn. He's had so much shit done to him, he's got to be weak as fucking shit without his Green Goblin powers. He's an old man. Meaning to tell me a man in Peter Parker, I think Dan Slott may have forgotten that Peter got martial arts training because he didn't have his spider sense. So he got martial arts training, so he should still be able to hold his own in a fight because of his martial arts training. But I'm sure there's a loophole to explain the diversion from that. Oh, they fell down a cliff and landed in the snow. They're both injured and everything. Bullshit. I really believe Marvel has forgotten about Spider-Man's martial arts lessons and the fact that he is skilled in Kung Fu. Whatever. And the fact that Peter seems to be acting somewhat okay with the fact that Norman got away, which completely nullifies all the rage and the anger and the animosity he was building up toward Norman Osborn earlier in this story. And then, thus, you ended it on a somewhat kind of sort of cliffhanger with Osborn promising the inevitable return of the Green Goblin. At this point, I'm not as hyped anymore for a fight between Spider-Man and Green Goblin because you fucking promised it to us and then you didn't fucking deliver. So why the fuck should I care now? It's if DC promised us a fight between Batman and the Joker, but Batman just beat the hell out of some scrub who's dressed like the Joker. It's like, oh, we'll get to a Batman versus Joker. You done promised it to us and you didn't deliver. So why should I care now? If you're not going to care enough to give us something that you advertise, something that you built up, why should we give a fuck when you actually do it? I don't know. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. Not even going to bother giving that a score. Fuck it. The Avengers, number 8. This is the Avengers dealing with Avenger X, and Mark Waid does a good job with the writing. There's still one thing that really bothers me, and that's Wasp acting like a fucking bitch towards Spider-Man. That's something else that you're building up. It's inevitably going to happen when Spider-Man's just going to grab her and say, hey, look, what the hell's your problem with me? Because it comes to the point where she's just flat out insulting him to the point where it's disrespectful. But the way they dealt with Avenger X, they used Wasp in a way to make her, to further value her on the team, and I thought they did a good job with it. Give it a 3.5. The Champions, number 9. This issue was pretty good. You introduce a new character, the Red Locust, and she has a little team up with Viv, and I thought it was done very well. And that's pretty much all that happens in here. Fun. I liked it. I'll give it a 3.5 as well. Mark Waid did a good job. Let's move on to Daredevil number 21. I missed out on number 20, but 21 gave me enough exposition. I kind of figured where they were going with the whole, Children of the Purple Man erased everybody's memory of Matt Murdock being Daredevil. I kind of knew where they were going, so I'm not too upset about missing out on number 20. But in here, I don't know how to feel, honestly. In here, it feels like they're already teasing the possibility of Daredevil re-revealing his secret identity again. I was like, really? You're going there that soon? Now we all know that's not going to happen this soon after he just got his secret identity back. But the fact that you even teased it possibly happening, like literally just one issue after he got his identity back, that's just fucking lame. It really is. But, I'll give it a 3. Star Wars, Darth Vader, number 1. This is volume 2 of the Darth Vader comics from Marvel. And in here, we're going all the way back to Darth Vader's rookie days. I mean, this takes place, right after Anakin is put in the suit. Right after the events of Episode 3. and this is his first outing in the suit. And I know a lot of people say, well, that's a giant step backward, and to a degree it is, but considering that the same writer is writing it that wrote it before, I have faith that it can work. And this was a strong beginning. Now, now we're only one issue in. It's way too soon to compare it to the previous volume. Way too soon. But as the first issue to the second volume, I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. The second story with the cartoony shit, that one was okay, but the main story did do very well for me. So I'll give it a 3.5. Close to a 4. And if you notice, I'm not doing any picks of the weeks for this 2-week stuff. I'm just going to review these books and just go right on through them. We're going to Iceman #1. This was also really good. This was a very good beginning to this issue. You know, Iceman is there's all kinds of things happening here. He's putting himself on a dating website and he's asking, describe yourself. And he's trying to think of different ways to describe himself. Meanwhile, he's got a thing going on with his parents and everything. And he hasn't told his parents yet that he's gay. I mean, it's bad enough that they're having trouble accepting him as a mutant. But now, how do you think they're going to feel when they find out he's gay? Yeah. But then the Purifier shows up, and that's where the badassness happens. To see what Iceman does to this Purifier, I geeked the fuck out. This was good. This was a strong beginning to this Iceman series. I really liked it. Really, really well done. I give it a 4. Jessica Jones, #9. Good stuff. I loved the scene in the jail cell with her and Typhoid Mary. That was fucking awesome. I loved it. And it seems like Jessica is rekindling things with her husband, with Luke Cage. The stuff with Sharon Carter in the beginning of the book, that was pretty damn interesting. Wow. The issue ends kind of, but still a very entertaining series. It's very well done. But that stuff with Typhoid Mary in prison, that shit fucking killed me. I love it. I give it a 4. Spider-Man #17. This is the Miles Morales shit, and wow. Hammerhead is the main focus in this issue. And there's something that he does in here that draws out Miles. And an inevitable fight between Miles and Hammerhead. And I was wondering, I was actually kind of worried that Miles was going to lose control and probably inadvertently cross the line. Now, did he or did he not do it? I'm not going to ruin that. This issue ends very very But did Miles cross the line? I'm not going to tell you if he did or not. Pick this issue up and check it out. It was good. I give it a 3.5, close to a 4. Really good. We're ending this with X-Men Gold #5. Now, considering the fact that the Gold team is now going to be the team dealing with the Sentinel shit, it kind of feels like they're picking up Blue's mess. That's how I felt in the 4th issue, but now I don't feel that way anymore because this Sentinel is made out of nanites and everything, and we're seeing that this nanite Sentinel is vulnerable to psychic attacks. Kitty has a good time dealing with it and everything, but then something happens midway through the issue, and they realize something has happened with the nanites, and it's like Kitty's realizing it, and then the rest of her team is doing, analysis on it, and then they figure out by the end of the issue, the nanites have specific targets, and when it's revealed who these targets are, I went, oh my fucking god! That was a switch. That was a nice twist that I didn't see coming. You want to talk about targeting mutations? Oh my god. This could really go somewhere very dramatically. Good issue. Very well done. It gets an easy 4 out of 5. Alright. That's it for this review, everybody. I want to thank you for coming with me and watching me shoot my mouth off and sweating my head off here. But yeah, not going anywhere. It just takes some time to get these videos done, get these books read. I still got books from Midtown Comics I have yet to finish. You know, I can only do so much. And as far as Blugoblin X, that's where I'm going to, when I get these Midtown Comics that I do have finished, I'll be reviewing them on Blugoblin X. Maybe I'll do some wrestling talk for Blugoblin X. I think I'm going to do wrestling talk on the X channel from now on. I thought about doing a Money in the Bank pay-per-view review, but I would just be repeating a lot of the stuff that, you know, guys like Solid Monster and OTRS Central said. So there you go. I want to thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done it already. Don't forget about the links in the description. You know who they are, and you know who I'm giving shout outs to. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hail Hydra. Y'all take it easy.